Please remember to post a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can always get my latest travel videos. Good Friday morning. It's about 3 a.m. your time, about 10 a.m. my time. Today I'm going to go for a very long hike along the caldera. Caldera means cauldron. Santorini was formed by a volcano, and I'm going basically along the caldera, along the edge of the volcanic crater to the north end of the island, which is called Ia. I've just left Fida, the administrative capital. You're going to see some spectacular vistas along the way. This is a little village called Fida Stefani. And as you can see, I've said this before, it's like the Grand Canyon meets the Aegean. That tower there of rock is 1,700 feet. Above the sea. To give you an idea, that's a long way. So that's a third of a mile. As you can see, this is the edge of the crater. That's the other side of the crater. And back 3,000 years ago, a volcano erupted and created this island of Santorini. After Fida Stefani, the path opens up to a more residential area that you can follow. A couple of kilometers into the hike, you can see that tower that I showed you of rock that's 1,700 feet high. We are currently above that, so we're probably at about 2,200 feet. And you can see the caldera. You can see the outline of the shape of this curved caldera, which was the volcanic crater. And you can also see where I started, which was Fida over there, the white village over there. At this point in my hike, I can show you the destination I'm going to. See that village over there with the white buildings? Obviously everything's white buildings. That is where I'm going, and I'm going around the caldera. As you can see, it's cliffs and hills all along the way, and I should be able to show you more. About a quarter of the way completing my walk, that is the town of Ia. That's where I'm headed. You can see the cliffs. You could roll down here and you'd never be seen again. And you can see what I mean by the Grand Canyon meets the Aegean. It's very, very cliffy, if there is such a word. So I came from up there, and I am going to continue this trail. As you can see, there's less hotels as you keep going. And over there is the end of the hotels. And then after that is all wilderness, which I will show you. So you can see where I came from. There is that rock tower I showed you before at 1,700 feet above sea level. And then there's the cliff that I just came down from, the hill. And that's got to be about 2,200 feet. And then I'm heading along the caldera to that town over there, which is Ia. And I'm about a third of the way through my walk. You can see the steep cliffs, and you can see how high they are. And it's really spectacular wilderness. I'm still in the fairly urban, well, the end of the urban area. There's a lot of hotels here with infinity pools. You can see all the images on Google Images of the hotels. That's not what I was trying to show you. One of the other things I'll point out is that Santorini doesn't have any natural water source. It's all rainwater. So they have to mostly bring all the water into the island. And that is a water tank, water retention tank, for the swimming pools. And over there, the islands are part of the caldera. This typical Greek view of the Greek flag and the Blue Dome Church represents a symbol of Santorini, but it also represents the halfway point on my hike. So I want to show you from the church this way. you can see the caldera, and you can see where I came from, and you can see Ia, which is where I'm going. From this perspective, you can see, that's the back of the church, and you can see the valley of Santorini down there. And you can see the road, the main road that follows the coastline, and you can see the coastline. As you can see, it's a wide open sea. The Aegean Sea is just endless on this perspective. I've been showing you the view of the Aegean Sea most of the time. I wanted to show you the vegetation. Cactus grows here, wild cactus, and you can see the kind of shrubs and plants and flowers that grow here. All of this is igneous rock. It was created by a volcano. I'm now in the wilderness part of the hike, which is about halfway along. It's a bit treacherous, so the last half of the hike takes about 3 times as long to cover as the first half. Along the way, you will see donkeys to rent for a ride to Ia. I didn't ride the donkeys, I just kept hiking. Saying before, the path gets really treacherous in the second half of this hike. As you can see, there's a cliff on this side and essentially a hill on this side. So you have to walk down these narrow pathways, and some of them are much narrower than this. The village of Fida is now, or the village of Ia rather, is now in view. And there's the Aegean. It's a real treacherous second half of the walk. So when you reach this beautiful marble pedestrian walkway, you know that you've reached Ia, the village of Ia. And over there in the distance, you see that tabletop rock that I showed you earlier. And then to the right of that is where I started. That white village, that's where I started. And that is the village of Fida. And then the left white cluster, that's Imberviglioli. And then I walked all the way along the caldera to get to this point. And there is the top. This is the very north point of the island of Santorini. The hike from Fida to Ia takes about 3 hours and 30 minutes. The first half takes about an hour and 30 minutes, and the second half takes the balance. The second half from Fida to Ia is much more treacherous than the first half. And the total distance is 6 miles, or just over 10 kilometers. And it is like doing 6 miles on a Stairmaster. Just a warning, it's all hills. And it's extremely scenic. It's very beautiful. I'm glad I made it to Ia. The town of Ia, which is on the north end of Santorini, as I mentioned, is a much prettier town and is better developed and obviously much more expensive because of this marble, solid marble pathway that they have. It's also less hilly and flatter, and the hotels are built directly close to the sea. And as I said, you can see in the distance the white cluster, the town that I came from. And then I went past that tabletop rock through Imberviglioli, and then over past the church, which was halfway, and then down here. So the advantage of hiking from Fida to Ia is that there's a bus that actually going back to Fida. I'm now on the bus back to Fida. I hope you enjoyed my hiking video today. I'm back home, obviously, on the bus from Ia back to Fida, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know your comments. Please subscribe, post a like, and hit the notification bell for future videos.